Greetings in the name of His Imperial Majesty, Emperor Haile Selassie I, Jah Rastafari. We're coming to you live from Scarborough, Ontario, Canada, and this is the Sabbath morning, August 11, 2012. And as usual, I encourage you to read Psalms 119. It's a cleansing psalm. It takes away all the stuff from the week before and give you a new beginning for the week ahead. I'd like to take this time to congratulate Jamaica on its 50th anniversary. Now, I'm 52, so I'm older than Jamaica. So I can basically talk to my little Jamaica. It's really been a wonderful 50 years. You've been strong, you've been peaceful, you've been pushing love and understanding between everyone, and you've created some really great people. So I congratulate Jamaica on her 50th anniversary of her freedom to be herself and to be who she is. Now, I know Jamaica is ready for a new beginning, and I can see it. And and I remember when we first became independent in 1962. I was a little girl, and everyone was so happy. Everything was so lively, and there was so much hope, and we were really looking forward to the future. And I must say, we have not been disappointed, because even though she's had struggles and troubles and a lot of stuff, she still kept her head high. She's been proud, and her people they have done her well all over the world. And most notably, of course, is Usain Bolt, who has made us proud again, and all the girls from the track team and all the boys from the track team, everyone that made us proud. So I'm really thankful that we've really shown the world that we are worthy. Now, I also asked the Father for some wisdom this morning to speak to the people of Jamaica. And I was given Nicodemus when he asked Jesus, how can a grown man be born again? And Jesus answered him. He said he should be born through the Spirit, and he should be born from above. And he also said this. He said, the wind blows wherever it pleases. You hear its sound, but you cannot tell where it comes from or where it is going. That is how it is with all who are born of the Spirit. And that is John 3, verse 8. And I thought about what that means, you see. And to me, that means that although we can't see God right now, we must know He's there. And we must understand that He's blowing in the wind. We can hear Him. We can see the miracles that He performed. So now we, as His people, Jamaicans, because we love God, we show our pride in God everywhere we go, we must really come together as one now. We must really start taking care of each other, loving each other, looking out for each other, and making sure that none of us get hurt wherever we are. This week I heard that there was a man who fell out of a truck or a van or something that was bringing people somewhere. And when I heard the news, I thought, wow, that's such an awful thing to happen, because this van overrolled on some highway. And then yesterday I learned that it was a Jamaican farm worker who had come here looking for a better life and meet his death on the highway, going to pick fruits or whatever they do when they go on farm working. So I think after 50 years, I think it's about time we start thinking about the people of Jamaica. And this is really to the government as well. I think for the last 50 years, the government has thought a lot about the government, but I don't think they've thought a lot about the people, about making sure that Jamaica can support all its people, and that we don't have to, be flying over the whole world trying to look for support, but we can find it in Jamaica, and that Jamaica can employ and as well as inspire the people on the island of Jamaica, so we can all find work and stay there and somehow be there. Anyways, I just wanted to say congratulations again to Jamaica and to our track team in London, who are doing quite well and making us proud. And this week, our guest that the first time I saw her, She was doing the thing that she does best. She was singing. Now, she's also a fellow Jamaican, so I'm sure that she shares the sentiment that I just expressed.
Absolutely.
Yes, because as a Jamaican, we just love. We love everyone, and we just want everyone to feel loved. So, before we talk to Jakki James, and I'm sure you've heard of her because she's been doing her job. We're gonna hear for her first song. So here's Jakki James performing her first song.
Are you ready? Are you ready? Are you ready? Are you ready? Yeah. Are you ready? Are you ready? Are you ready? What? Here we go, y'all. Are you ready? Are you ready? Are you ready? Are you ready? Ooh, yeah. Are you ready? Are you ready? Are you ready? When the road is colder, I'll be standing taller to face the darkest and the hardest of times. We'll be taking care of all the children thereof, and if it's required, we'll be on the front line. You can call me by my name, I am ready to roll. Once the rules remain the same, how the story's been told. Call me anytime, never cop out. Lioness is on the rise, never have doubt. Never say never, we're in this forever to fight and be strong. Once it's for better, we write every letter and moving right along. And I go with the punches, accept changes, work with the formula, do what I have to do. You can call me by my name, I am ready to roll. Once the rules remain the same. Oh, now, call me anytime. Oh, lioness is on the rise, never cut out. Oh, yeah. When you are willing to serve, we have room to observe, to see if you can walk the walk you talk. Oh, yeah. Let me give you my word, my voice must be heard. Brave reggae speaks over my heart, yeah, yeah. Call me by my name, ready to roll. Once the rules remain the same. Hey, call me anytime, Lord. Oh, now, Jakki James is on the rise. Yeah, as the road is colder, I'll be standing taller to face the darkest and the hardest of times. We'll be taking care of all of the children thereof. If it's required, we'll be on the front line. Call me by my name. Yeah, once the rules remain the same. Hey, call me anytime, Lord. Hey, now, lioness is on the rise. Oh, yeah, yeah. Call me by my name. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Once the rules. Hey, thank you.
Lioness on the rise. Well,
thank you so much.
Oh, that is wonderful, Jakki. That's a great performance.
Thank you.
Thank you for gracing our studio with that lovely song, Lioness on the Rise.
Yeah.
That's terrific.
Thank you. That's a cover of Queen Africa's, but it's a really good song. I love it a lot. And
well, it certainly made me happy while you were singing.
thank you.
So that's the intention. You captured that.
Thank you.
Well, you know, this is my first question to you, so appropriate then after that performance, and that is, who and what inspires Jakki James to sing?
Wow. That's a big question.
We didn't have time to answer me, Jakki. Go ahead and tell us exactly who and what makes you sing.
Well, I think it's the Almighty. It's, you know, the Lord. I've had the fire since I was a kid. I always knew I would grow up to be a singer. Always knew that.
Wow.
So I'm talking like 2, 3, 4 years old. Just singing up a storm, you know, so it comes from back there.
It comes from the great one.
Absolutely.
Yeah, the Most High. Well, he, you know, he gives everything. So where else?
Right, that's right.
Yeah. Well, that's good. So when you start to write a song, you just kind of think of him, and the song comes to mind.
Absolutely. Yeah, to write, my inspiration could probably come from life. You know, anything. Experiences for myself or others, just what I see around me, and yeah, put the pen to the paper, and it sometimes comes naturally.
Yeah, well, you certainly have talent. I can hear that.
Thank you.
I mean, the first time I met you was not so long ago, and you were performing on stage, and I said, I have to have her in the studio. I have to bring her in. And I'm so glad you made it in. Thank you so much for coming.
Oh, my pleasure, girl. Thanks for having me.
Oh, we appreciate it. Now, I read on your album cover, and it says you believe like some people sometimes a little bit lackadaisical. You know, they will allow things to pass them by without paying attention. And you think, you know, reggae music is ready to rise, as you just, you know, so people shouldn't really miss it.
Right, it is on the rise. Actually, it's risen.
It's risen.
I think that reggae is the message music. It is the music that is ultimately going to, how you say, bring the world together then?
Yes.
Yes, it'll be the only music. Yeah. that will do that.
For sure, because it inspires.
Absolutely.
It makes you want to move. It makes you want to think. It makes you want to feel.
That's right.
It stimulates all the senses.
That's right.
Yes.
And I believe that it is the only music that does that.
Yes.
And it just gets
because it touches the heart and the soul.
That's right.
Yes. Because it comes straight from the Almighty.
Absolutely. Absolutely. You have to. When you feel reggae music, it has to move you.
You have to move you.
Just have to.
Even if you don't just want to tap your toe, you still have to move.
Have to.
Well, that's terrific. And this is one of the reasons why we here at ReggaeTelevisionNetwork.com, we are so passionate about the music, the world of reggae, the people who want to be here, the people who are in it. I just love it because you can always feel love. You can always feel, you know, graciousness, kindness, connection. You know, people just want to feel, and that's great.
Absolutely.
Oh, well, that's great. So, from your vantage point on stage, how do you see the people kind of, you know, reacting to the sound of the music? Because I know when I hear music, I have to start dancing. You know that.
It's from that perspective, it's great because I see a combination of things, a couple of things. My observation is sometimes, they're moved and they're rocking it, you know, but there are other times when they're just
want to hear, contemplate.
Checking out the thing, So, there's different feels, I get different vibes then from performing. Yeah.
Well, you certainly take to performing well.
I
you
love
know.
it.
Yeah, I can see that. You love seeing that, feeling that coming out of you.
Love it.
Well, we're gonna give you another chance to do that again for the people because we love it. So there's this, you know, the second song is called The System, and right now that's doing very well in Jamaica right now.
Yes, it is, and I'm very, very proud of this song. It is on the Coptic Sound Studio label, and it's raving up Jamaica now, and thanks to Best FM, really appreciate their work on that.
Yeah. Yes. Well, we're gonna just enjoy the second song, and this is called The System.
Thank you.
Yeah, Jakki James, ladies and gentlemen. She loves to perform.
Yeah, the system. Oh, the system. I know what the system is set up. Every day that we get strangers around us. The youth have nothing to hope but just sadness. It's hard to be positive, but don't let the system win. I've seen it over time, and it plays on my mind. Yeah, brothers taking each other's lives as if it wasn't worth a dime. So much suffering, all because of the system. But Jah is our God, and there is no mistaking. Yes, He is the way, the truth, and the life. Don't you be mistaken. All we gotta do today is believe Him, lean on every word He says. Don't you be no victim of the system. Don't you be no victim of the system. Oh, now, yeah. I see it over time, yes, and it plays on my mind. Oh, the youth cannot survive, so they turn to crime. Mothers suffering now because of the system. But trouble lies everywhere, Marley said it. People are running so scared, trying to make it. Well, suffice it to say, oh my God, this I know they can't take it no longer. But consciousness is the way to be stronger. Let's be wiser today, and don't let the system win. Just hear me. No, no, don't be no victim. Oh, no, 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 no. Putting up a fight just to stay alive. Oh, people cannot survive no matter how we try. But don't you be no fool. You gotta know what is true. Oh, Jah is our God. There is no forsaking. Oh, yes, He's the way, the truth, and the life. Don't you be mistaken. All we gotta do today is believe Him, lean on every word He says. Don't you be no victim of that system. Don't you be no victim. Oh, Lord, no. No, don't you be no victim. Hey. Oh, yeah, yeah. Hey, no one is true. Just Jah is our God. There is no mistaking. Yes, He's the way, the truth, and the life. Don't be mistaken. All we gotta do today, yeah, is believe Him. Yeah.
Oh,
Thank you.
well, I tell you.
Thank you so much.
You just love performing. Oh, that is such a great song, and it speaks to exactly what's happening now.
Yes, absolutely.
Yes, the
Absolutely.
youth, they
That
really
was the-
need our help.
Absolutely, that's
Yeah.
the whole idea. And you know what, Sandra, I encourage the artists that when you take the stage to, as they say in Jamaica, burn it out, bonfire upon the violence
Yes,
and the crime in our community.
yes,
There's just too much of the black on black hate,
Yes.
black on black crime, the black on black, all of the negative
yes.
black on black things. So I
It looks pretty
encourage-
bad, doesn't it?
It's awful,
Yes.
and it concerns me a lot. And I'm just encouraging the artists to help me, just to voice,
Our concerns.
let their voices, yes, and not only to perform but to
Teach.
yes, and make a difference. Try to make a difference in the community.
We need, the community needs it. The community needs it because, I mean, the black community, we have had a lot of obstacles and a lot of garbage thrown at us.
Yes.
And, you know, a lot of us are suffering from, you know, I call it slave drunk.
Absolutely.
A lot of us are still suffering from that. But we're suffering from ignorance of really knowing ourselves and what we're capable of. And so we're underperforming in so many sections of our community.
Yeah.
And it takes leaders.
That's right.
It takes people with courage.
That's right.
You know?
That's right.
And it's really important that we start to build this community back from the ground.
From the ground up.
Because we are definitely worth it.
Absolutely.
Absolutely, we're worth
We're
it.
such a vibrant and wonderful people.
Yes,
So-
yes, we bring peace and love to the world.
Absolutely.
Constantly.
Yeah.
Constantly.
Yeah.
Look at Usain Bolt in London. When I see him, the way he loves the people and he wants to please the people, I feel so proud. It brings like joy to my heart, that my body just tingles from pride and love and that admiration.
Absolutely.
And he's so articulate in how he speaks, and he's so courageous.
He is.
Because he gave Carl Lewis heck yesterday, because Carl Lewis deserved it.
Absolutely.
You know, you don't badmouth anybody.
Yeah.
If you have nothing nice to say nothing.
That's right. That's what
His
we're
mother
taught.
didn't teach him the golden rule.
That's right.
You know.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's
So
right.
you know,
That's
Hussein was teaching him
That's right.
yesterday
That's
the golden
right.
rule. Be nice.
That's right.
Be nice. Nobody appreciate not nice.
And that's what we Jamaicans do.
We do. We tell people you have to be nice.
That's
because
right.
we are our brother's keeper.
right. We're a
And we
nice
must look
people.
after each other.
That's right.
And after 50 years, I think we've shown the world that. That's one of the consistent things we've shown the world.
Yeah.
That we absolutely want to be our brother's keeper.
Yes.
Yes. And we want our brothers to be our keeper too.
Yes.
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 Well, you know, this leads into my next question, because so I hear a lot of, you know, voice frustrations with reggae musicians, you know, and my question to you, because you work with a lot of musicians, because as you say, you have, you know, you work with bands and bands and bands. So how dedicated are these musicians to their craft, and what would you like to see change, if anything?
That's $1 million question, but I love it. I love it. They call me one of the foundation artists, so I've been around for a long time. I grew up here doing this, so I have seen a lot. I've seen a lot of people come and go. As far as the musicians and the bands and stuff like that, what my concern is, and my observation then is that it's the music is not really a way of life here in Toronto or in Canada as it would be in a place like Jamaica then. Jamaica is what they do every day. Nobody has a job. We in Toronto, we have to have a job.
The bills have to be paid.
Absolutely, because the industry is not turning over enough revenue for us to
enjoy. Actually, you know, it's amazing. You know, not to cut you, but in a way, it's turning over revenue, but it's not getting to us.
It's not getting to us, exactly.
Yes,
exactly.
It's not getting to us, and that is the problem, because I see a lot of people living off the music, the culture, the vibes, and yet it's not coming down to the artist.
For some reason, in our sect of the industry, then the reggae industry is we're more exploited than anything.
Because they know there's something to it.
And to the answer of the second part of your question is what I would like to see change.
Yeah.
Just more respect for the artist, and we treat it better. We get to venues, sometimes it's not even water for us or something, and you travel miles to go play somewhere, you don't get paid, or you're trying to get paid, and you feel like you're begging
what you deserve,
and things like that. So we as the artists as well have to put our foot down.
Yes. Stick together.
Exactly. Yes. So this can change.
Yes.
Because on the flip side, when we go out, we have a job, take a job to pay our bills and stuff like that. They say, "Oh, they're not a real artist."
Yeah.
She's not a real artist. She works a 9 to 5.
Yeah.
Then pay me when I work for you,
so that I don't have to have a 9 to 5.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's a double-edged sword. They want you, but they don't want to pay what you deserve.
It's wicked.
That's it. So basically, respect reggae artists.
Absolutely.
Respect them.
Absolutely.
and provide for them.
Stop the
because they're human beings and they're also great musicians.
Absolutely.
I mean, we've only performed 2 songs for us, and I'm already thrilled for the others that's gonna come.
Thank you.
So you do deserve to have your rewards in this business.
It's been a lot of years, but
yeah,
I have yet to. I aspire to change things and make a difference.
It will change. It will change because ReggaeTelevisionNetwork.com is here to change that.
You got it.
We're giving respect to the artist. We're giving respect to the music.
Yes.
And we're giving exposure and respect to the culture.
Yes.
Because this is real for us. This is a way of life. This is how we feel.
It's a passion.
It's a passion.
Yeah.
So we need to know that, and the world needs to know that. We're here and we're ready to take control of the music and of the culture.
Yeah.
It's ours.
Absolutely.
And we need it and we gotta have it.
Yeah.
All right. So this has been written about you. You're musically dynamic and you're enormously talented.
Well,
Now,
that's sweet.
my question is, where did your talent come from? Where did it come from? Is it like from your mom? Is it from your auntie or your dad or
My
somebody?
dad.
Oh, I see. Okay, talk about that.
Dad. He's not here anymore, but
But he left greatness. Okay.
sang like a bird.
He sang like a bird. So your dad is the one with the voice. So did he want to pursue a musical career as well, or did he?
He did speak of it. Said the opportunities weren't there for him as a young man or something, but he sang around the house all the time. It was just great to sit and listen to his voice.
Wow, to be inspired by your dad singing. It's so funny. I find that women that I meet now who are composed, who are intelligent, who are talented, who are progressive and want to do really well for the nation, feeling that connection, they all have great dads. Like it's such a nice thing because I was speaking to Murphy Brown a few weeks ago here, and she's a columnist for the Shearer, and she also has a radio station. And she was so big on her dad. Her dad was her inspiration. She loved her dad. And I see that she's so composed, she's intelligent, she's thoughtful, and I guess a dad around is something that a girl really needs.
It's a very important thing in the home. Period.
So that doesn't speak well to what's happening in our community where the dads are not there in so many instances.
Even if you do not live in the home, it is important that you are instrumental in the child's
involved in your child's
life. You
life.
have to be. You just have to be as a man, father, dad, whatever. It's
with always the intention to do right and to do good.
Yeah. Yeah. You're there to teach and to to make a strong person, to build a strong person, and it's your responsibility. So even if you're not living in the home, just I encourage
to visit, make sure you have to keep in touch. Give them money.
Yeah.
Everybody needs money.
Yeah. The kids have to go to school, lunch, whatever it is, and stuff like that. It's just very, very important. It's vital to the becoming of
the lifeblood of the nation.
Absolutely.
Yes. Because I think a lot of the changes that have taken place especially in the black community that has not been positive.
Right.
Has only been in the last 20 years or so. Because I remember growing up as a kid. There was a love in the community that we felt. There was a camaraderie, a respect, and a hope. And it's just now that I'm finding this separation, this coldness, this refusing to smile with each other. We become so distant that a smile is a hard thing to give. And I've experienced that so many times. And I say to my sisters, smile more. You're beautiful. Smile more.
I know. I try to encourage that too in the community.
Yeah.
Among women especially too, there's such a
I know. There's this air of I'm better than you. I'm prettier than you. I got better hair than you.
Something like this. So all that stuff. Let us all try to just stamp out them things. They just burn out them things.
Let's get rid of it. We're done with that.
Because we're beautiful people.
That's right.
We're a beautiful people.
Beautiful, all by yourselves.
When I stand on the stage, one of the things I love to do is just observe how beautiful Black people are.
Yes. Yes. So now we have to make sure the inside
one of the things
matches the outside.
Absolutely.
That's what the inside matches the outside.
Yeah.
And we give love, always love.
Yeah.
It's absolutely unending, and it costs nothing, and it's so valuable.
That's right.
It's so valuable.
That's right.
Love, 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 love.
It makes a difference in somebody's life, in their day. You know?
Absolutely. So for the next 50 years, Jamaicans everywhere, you're gonna pledge love for everyone everywhere.
That's right. One of the things I admire too is that I think that Black people or Jamaicans, I don't know, but we are the only people who don't think that we are superior to others.
So we treat everybody equally.
Embrace everyone.
Everyone, that's the truth.
Encourage
that's the truth.
We continue to do that.
That's right.
And more so,
we accept everyone.
Yeah,
we do.
And more so in our community too. Let us embrace
that inside. Do it inside the community, not just always outside the community. Because I can tell you something, most of us always have a big smile for the next guy.
Yeah.
But for our own, oh my God.
That's what I'm talking about.
Very good, very good. All right, so you know what? Beside your dad, on your musical journey, because you really have a long time in this journey. Who else beside your dad has been responsible for your dynamic performance musically, anyways? You know, is it just you? Did you have music teachers? Did you have people you admire, people who you totally respect and just wanted to imitate, or just to not imitate, but to kind of do as well as they're doing? What those people? Anyone?
Well, I'll tell you, when I was a child, I'm talking a young child, I used to love to sit in the sun in Jamaica, you know, underneath a tree, and live to listen to the radio. And the music was it just filled me up. I just loved it. I loved how it just made me feel so warm and so good. And my mother had migrated already, so I missed her a lot. So I would just sit and think about her a lot, I think. And so from that, I would hear a lot of, different artists on the radio, of course. But one person jumped out at me because I was little, and it was Michael Jackson. Wow, Michael Jackson 5.
Really? Well, he certainly inspired me too.
Yes, you know, he was just this little kid, a few years older than me, but there he was, doing his thing, you know, and I could feel it inside of me from then. Like I was 4 years old, and I would be singing up a storm and my hands going on to sing.
So you were performing from your little.
You know, I like that. And I remember when we went to bed, like, you know, 5 of us in the bed, you know, back home, you rush your foot, you go to bed.
Yeah, that's right, that's right.
And we're all in the bed, I'm all lying there, and I would just start singing some little lullaby, just sing everybody to sleep, you know, so
Wow, so Michael Jackson inspired you as a little girl, and
he inspired me to write.
Yeah,
and he inspired me to get into the business. Really, because I knew it was something that I was feeling.
Yeah, sounds like you come from a very big family.
Yes, a family of 7 siblings.
7 siblings. Oh, very nice. I like big.
I love it. I love it very, very much.
How's everybody doing today?
I wish we were all still like that.
Yeah.
Because, you know, everybody, we grow up and it's different now. You all go in separate ways and whatever. Because most of my siblings now live in the States and I'm here, right? But I miss them a lot, and I, you know.
Give them a shout out.
I miss you guys! I love you!
Because you're going to tell them to watch ReggaeTelevisionNetwork.com and they're going to be seeing you.
That's right, baby. Tune in. Log on, sis.
That's great. Well, you know, at this time I think we'll have you do your third song.
Okay.
Okay, so that's great. And the third one is One Drop. Yes. And you say this is a cover of...
This one is taken from my old CD, Power of One. And it's a cover of my favorite artist in the whole world, Bob Marley.
There you go. All right, Bob, you're in the house. Performer.
That you have me.
Well, I'm thrilled. You're making this morning a really nice morning.
Oh gosh, girl. Thanks for having me.
Oh, that's wonderful.
Too. Thanks.
Wow. You know, you on your website you said you're demanding the attention that you deserve because your music deserved that attention, and I certainly agree with that. So you demand on, girl.
Thank you. Thank you. I will.
Good. I know your demands brought you here in the studio this morning because you're performing so well on stage, and I just said to myself, wow, she would really, really do well in the studio, and we could talk more about her, and you know, see what she's been up to and how she feels about things. And so far, I'm very, very pleased.
I'm so glad.
Oh, very, very good, very good. So what has been the response for your new push towards, you know, claiming this stance of a great reggae artist, a great musician, an artist?
It's been very good. People have been very supportive, and I just think it's time for me now to try my best to take the thing to the next level. So a lot of the exploitation and the stuff we spoke of earlier are things that I plan to weed out in the process, and also just to take my thing to the next level and put a better show together, and hopefully, you know, get respect for it and get better treatment.
Right, and demand it. I absolutely believe that. You know, make sure that, you know, I think maybe a lot of times we don't take contracts seriously, because, you know, people say they're gonna do and then when they don't, you have nothing to get back. So do you think a lot of times that maybe reggae musicians or, you know, artists don't think about the business part of this, the solid nailing down part of it?
Right. Well, that's true in such a big way, because we all just pretty much enter the business without educating ourselves about it. So that's one of the mistakes that we make. You know, you grow up, you can sing, you take the mic and you sing, but there's a lot of stuff behind that you need to learn to know. So I encourage people to do that as well, because it will make for better handling of your affairs and stuff like that. So it's good to know. Contracts, people don't even like to work with contracts, and that's...
What recourse do you have if you don't have a contract? If somebody renege on a word of promise, you have nothing to go back to, because you know you can't sue them, you can't claim anything.
Which happens all the time, just word of mouth, and we have to, if we're going to take the thing to the next level or make any kind of change, these are the things we need to approach.
It has to be on a business, serious business level.
Yeah. Any job you go into, any career move like that, you get educated to go be a doctor or a teacher or whatever. So is the business. It only makes sense to do that, right?
Yeah, they would only treat you as good as you demand.
Present yourself.
As you demand. Very good, very good. Now, you know, I'm curious because you sing up Jack. And I know you feel the vibes. So, would you call yourself a Rasta, or would you call yourself a Rasta admirer? Or?
I like that question. I like that question a lot.
So what's the answer?
That question is, I was raised in the church. I started singing in the church. In school, you know. I grew up there. As I got older, though, I started to seek knowledge, you know, about other, you know, organizations, denominations, whatever you want to call them. And I came upon the Rasta movement. I like a lot of it. I love it, a lot of it. I do consider myself a Rasta woman.
Very good.
Don't have locks on my head, but as far as my understanding of it, it's not about that. It's about, it's a way of life and a movement. You know, it's about your heart and you're pretty much your way of life. And I do live my life a certain way, so because of that, I consider myself a Rasta woman, right? But I also am seeking further, you know, I'm seeking further knowledge. You know, I have yet to understand some stuff, because if I were to base everything on what I see around me, you know, it'll probably confuse me a little bit. Honestly.
Like what? Tell me, because I'm a full-fledged Rasta. I mean, I'm to the bone. I got the locks and everything. I love jazz. I'm a Rasta to the bone. So, what concerns you in the movement that maybe, you know, has not led you to where you put on your crown, put on your locks.
You want the truth?
I want the truth. I want the truth.
You know, I would love to see better examples of Rastafari in the community. That would be a big encouragement for not just me, but some other people. I met a young man last summer, and he was just completely messed up, just so confused. He said to me, "Jackie, are you a Christian?" And actually, when I met him, there was a couple of Rassis around him, and they were talking, and there was a bit of I wanted to understand what was going on. So later on, I spoke with him alone, and he said, "Are you a Christian?" And I said, I grew up Christian." He said, "You know about Rasta?" And I said, "I know a little bit about Rasta too." And but he was very messed up. He was very.
Was he searching?
He was searching, but not knowing where to go and what to do. And then he went up the street, and he came back about an hour later, and he said he saw me again, and he said, "You know something, Jackie? If you're a Christian, just stay with Christianity, because we don't know what the rest of people do." You understand? No, but I said that because the rest of people them have a responsibility to set an example in the community.
Absolutely.
For the young people like that.
Absolutely.
Who are seeking to find their way. On the other side, I have had a couple of bad experiences with the Rasta, with a couple of Rasta people.
Rasta men? Rasta women?
Man and woman.
Okay.
And I was very disappointed in that. So, because when I was young, and as I said, coming from the church and seeking the knowledge and trying to find my way as well, I learned that Rasta is supposed to be a peaceful people, a loving people, a people who would help me, help their fallen sister or a little brother or something like this. And I'm not seeing enough of that right now. So that's where my dilemma is.
Yeah. So, okay, in answer to your dilemma, and I'm going to, because
don't get me wrong,
it's my job.
I know some true racists. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah, I understand that.
I know.
What I'm going to say to you is this, Jackie.
Real.
What I'm going to say to you is this. First of all, you must remember, one of the things that God said to us is, put not your trust in man.
Real thing.
So, when you hear that, you must understand that if you want to know about God, you go to God. If you want to know about man, you go to man. If you want to know about man, you can go to God as well, because he'll teach you both.
Yes.
But if you want to know about God, you have to go to God.
Yes.
You can't go to man, because he's going to disappoint you somewhere.
All the time.
And if you're not courageous enough, I must say courageous, because it does take courage to look past that fallen brother, that disappointment, that hurt, and to move on and say, you know what, that's a man. I'm looking for God.
Absolutely.
And you keep moving on.
Absolutely.
And once you keep moving on and looking for God, he will present himself in such a way that you know absolutely, without a doubt, who he is.
Absolutely.
And anybody who comes along and say, you know what, this is God, that's God, you say, I got it. I know, because I got it from the man himself.
Absolutely.
Right.
Yes.
So I encourage anyone out there who's looking for Rasta, look to Rasta. First, read your Bible, because God is he's from Genesis to Revelations. So read your Bible. That's the first order of business. Because to me, the Bible, and this is why I read from the Bible this morning, because you can find an answer to every question you have in the Bible. There are no questions that you cannot find an answer to in the Bible, whether it is past or present or future. There's an answer, and he will. When you get to know him really well, you can open the Bible like this, and he gives you an answer right there. So that's the kind of relationship you have to develop with God.
That's right.
You see?
Right.
So you can't look to no man. Because I've not seen a man yet who has not disappointed me. You know what I mean? But I can look past that disappointment and know that it is God that matters. It is Rastafari who matters. And so once you finish with the Bible, then start looking around for everything that's written about him. Because on the internet, there are pages and pages and oodles and oodles and oodles of stuff. So if you want to really know him, read him. Because once you start to read up on him, you will have no mistake who he is. A lot of us want to take the easy way out. the lazy way out, the lackadaisical way out, and go ask somebody. They don't know more than you do. And sometimes if they do, they don't want to tell you.
Yes.
So you're stuck trying to figure this out too.
Yes.
So I encourage anyone who wants to know Jah, go to Jah. Start in Genesis, Exodus, Leviticus, Numbers, Deuteronomy, Joshua, Judges, and Ruth. He's in every one of them. And you will find them.
That's right.
And then when you finish with that, go check out the internet, because it's a modern tool that is there for him. And he's everywhere on there. So, all right, so that's good. I'm glad you mentioned that, because, you know, a lot of Rasta men, they don't realize that it's about how you live.
Yeah.
You know, they want to play the game. They want to look the part.
Yeah.
They want to, you know, act as if, you know, this is something.
Yeah.
But yet, they don't understand that it is who you are.
It has to mean.
Of course it means something. And if you want to make a joke of it, you're only making a joke of yourself.
Of course.
Because you're not making a joke of His Majesty.
Of course.
Because he's out of your reach.
That's right.
Right, okay, that's great, Jakki. So,
Right.
you know, we took this conversation on a really good path. I like that, because I'm always so willing to tell people, you want to know Jah, go to him.
That's right.
Because when I wanted to know him, he's the one I had to go to. You know, because I was looking around me and thinking, what's all this? I'm not into this.
That's right.
And then when he says to me, hey, you, over there. I said, what? He goes,
Yes.
I'm here.
Yes.
Come ask me.
Yes.
I got the answer, and I got you.
Yes.
All right, good girl. So, you talk about taking your career to the next level, and I understand that. So, besides the album and trying to get good bookings out there with people with respect, right? What else can a reggae artist, you know, kind of do to push this kind of atmosphere that we want? We want professionalism.
Yes.
We want integrity.
Right.
You know, and we want inspiration.
Right.
So that when people look, they say, "Oh, that's a people unto themselves."
Yeah.
And yet they embrace the entire world. So what else do you see that reggae artists can do to take this whole genre, this whole culture to another level? And also with the government, what can they do?
Well, there's the artists can. For me, what I have done is when I went to Jamaica a few months ago. I just came back a couple of months now, and I was there for 3 months. I was I tried to do some work with some other people, like you know, I got lucky. I hooked up with Benji Myers. He's a great producer. So I encourage the Canadian artists to make a connection with reggae back home in Jamaica. Try to make a name there, try to hook up with people, get things going there. They do now recognize Canadians more than before.
Any other time, yeah.
Yeah, so it's a good time to try and push forward with that. You know, collaborations if you can. It may take some money, because some of them are asking for all of that.
Well, you know, that's great.
But
that's great, because you know what, our next site that we're going to launch is in Jamaica.
Oh yes.
And we're going to be able to connect Jamaica to Canada, and we're going to really bring it together.
Wonderful.
So we're working on launching our Jamaican site soon.
Wonderful.
And you know, we want the artists, we want, you know, all interested party to really support reggaetelevisionnetwork.com.
Wonderful.
You know, because we're here for the artists, we're here for the music, we're here for the culture, and we want to lift this thing up.
That's brilliant. That's a very good move.
Very good, very good.
And I encourage that.
For sure, because the next level really is to get the world involved.
Exactly.
They already know the music.
Exactly.
They already know Bob Marley.
Exactly.
And you know, Peter Tosh, my great cousin.
Yes.
And you know, so the artists, the stars have laid the foundation.
Absolutely.
The groundation.
The groundation. That's right, sister.
That's very good.
That's right.
All right, so now we had talked about how you're not being a newcomer to this business, because this business, you've been in this business since you were like 3, singing away to the radio.
Ring ding, Miss Lou.
Really?
Yes, ma'am.
Wow.
Yes.
I remember Miss Lou was a little kid too. And of course, where I'm from, in Jamaica, in Westmoreland, up on the hills, the radio was all we had growing up.
That's right.
So the radio was, it brought the world to us.
That's right.
So we understand what it is to really be in a small space, but yet get everything.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's right.
Yeah.
True.
So what would you say to to the young ones who are just coming in now, and you know, who wants to really make an impression, but they haven't done the work yet? What do you say to them?
Well, you just got to know what you want and go for it. For the women in the business, it might be a little challenging. You know, women have it hard.
As she does in society as a whole.
Oh Lord, tough, really tough. But if you have something, you believe in it, and you don't compromise it. You know what I mean? It's your craft, and God said you must cherish that. So it's about respecting it and maintaining, you know, some integrity and stuff like that. So you don't compromise. I've been in the business forever, not compromising anything. People say, "How come I haven't made it yet?" and blah blah blah. I consider that I've made it long time ago. I made it a long time ago when I took the stage in Toronto and sang my first song. I did it because that was my ambition, right? So I consider that, but by their standards, I haven't. But that's because, you know, I just decided to stay true to what I believe in, and I won't compromise, and I will get there if that's what I want. I just wanted to become a singer, and I've been a singer all my life. It's not necessarily the frilly things. I'm not chasing stardom. It's not about that. It's about something I've felt in my soul, and I just knew that it would be my job or what I do when I grow up.
Well, I totally believe that you've embraced your talent, and you know, this is your job, because you sing, you make me happy, you make me want to dance, you make me want to feel, you make me want to everything. So I think you embraced your job well, and I think you're doing your job well, and I'm here to encourage you to continue your job.
Thank you.
And to be of any assistance that I can be with your job.
Thank you.
Because I love it.
Yes,
so very good. So right now we're gonna hear another song from Jakki, because we want to get as much of her song as we can get in.
All right.
And it's gonna be Baby Why.
Yes.
Baby Why.
Yes.
Tell us a little bit about this song before you perform. It's a track on.
This one is an old song. I just love the old rock steady music, you know. So it's one by the Cables, Baby Why. Yeah, you'll recognize it once you hear it. But I love this song. I just love the melody, and yeah, I just like to do it, and I perform it a lot.
Oh, very good. So we're gonna get another treat. Well, ladies and gentlemen, I am really happy to be able to present this wonderful singer to you, and a performer by nature, Baby Why.
Oh yeah, yeah. It's Ramadan time, y'all. Oh baby, why? Baby, why you why? Why did you leave me for another good? Oh why, baby, baby, why, why did you leave me? And now you come and cry, yeah. You weren't in need of nothing, baby, when you left me and went your way. Oh, I know that you'd be sorry. Now you come and begging me, and I won't hear a plea. Oh, I was the one who loved you, but you didn't care, and now you lost me. You never knew the use of a good thing until the day that you lost me, baby. Now, baby, you oh, baby, why? Baby, why? baby, yeah. You weren't in need of nothing, baby, when you left me and went your way, yeah. Baby, baby, I know that you'd be sorry. Now you come begging me, and I won't hear you believe. Oh, now, when I was the one who loved you, but you didn't care, and now you lost me, baby, yeah. You never know the use of a good thing until that day, baby, that you lost me, baby, yeah, yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh, now, baby, now, baby, what? Now, my friend Leroy Brown, listen to this. Ooh, now, baby. This one's for you, Leroy. Ooh, baby. Oh, hey. Ooh, baby. Yes. I know you have somebody else. Baby, and how you leave me with these two empty arms. Your love has grown cold. Still I love you. Don't ask me why. But every night, baby, I sit and I cry. My heart aches so. Now, baby, yeah. Oh, since the day I met you, boy, you swept me off of my feet, baby. And how you mean so much to me. You're my every heartbeat. Boy, I love you. Don't ask me why. But every night, baby, I sit and I cry. My heart aches so. No, baby. No, baby, but yeah. Oh, ooh, baby. pray for you. Oh, yeah. Oh yeah, we pray, Lord. We pray. Oh yeah, we pray, yeah.
Oh, terrific. Oh, man. That is wonderful.
Thank you so much.
Oh, Jakki, I'm so glad you're here. I can't say it enough. Thank you for coming. I'm so glad you're here.
Pleasure's mine.
And Leroy Brown was here a few weeks ago. He signed our little flag back there. And
another groundation artist.
oh, Leroy, he's fantastic. I owe him a check. That's great. That's great.
He's one of the leaders, one of the foundation.
Wow, you just showed him great respect. And
when I came here, as a young girl, those people were on the front, and just pioneering for reggae music in Toronto. And these are the real, true pioneers. Leroy Sibbles, Leroy Brown, Anna McLean, Jimmy Reed, the list goes on.
Willie Williams.
Willie, I mean,
Yes.
Weber Sisters, some people we have even forgotten about. A lot of the people, Pluggy.
Wow.
I mean, a lot of people are forgotten right now, but.
No, well, we know we're gonna resurrect everybody.
Yeah,
it's
absolutely,
time. It's absolutely time.
And show homage, pay homage to them. Absolutely.
They deserve their respect. As I tell my guest, Leroy has been my guest here, Willie has been my guest here, and I say to them, anytime you have anything you want to say, you come here. Absolutely. And you can say it because we're here to respect them and to support them in every way what we can.
Absolutely.
That's
really true pioneers of reggae music.
Yes, then this is ReggaeTelevisionNetwork.com, and we're coming to you live from Scarborough, Ontario with the great Jakki James. And she's done some great work for us this morning, and we're really absolutely pleased that she's here. Now, Jakki, you make a lot of people happy because you certainly make me happy sitting here.
Thank you, girl.
So what I want to know from Jakki is what makes Jakki happy?
Oh my goodness, I'm very quiet. So, peace. I meditate a lot. I mean, it doesn't take much to make me happy, really.
You're a simple girl, right?
Yeah.
Just peace, love.
Yeah.
Understanding.
Yeah.
Yes.
I don't like to argue.
Yes.
I don't confrontations and fights and people fighting it. Like those things really upset me.
Yeah. Bob says if you get up every morning and if you get up and you quarrel every day, you're saying prayers to the devil, I say.
Exactly.
So you do not want to be getting up, arguing with people, quarreling with people.
So if you want to make me happy, don't fight with me.
Yes. Keep it love.
Yes, if you have something to say to me, just say it. I'm good. I'm humble and very good. I'll apologize if I have to. But don't fight with me.
Yes, I get it. No need to do that.
No need for that.
Yeah, love will lead the way.
Yes.
And understanding will clear the way.
Yeah.
That's what I say. Yeah. That's great. So you mentioned you have a really big family, seven siblings. And your mom, where's your mom now?
They're all in the States.
Your mom is also there in the States?
Everybody lives in America.
Except you live in Canada only? Yes.
Came here by myself. And
really? You are a courageous girl.
And I was young too. We're not going to discuss age.
I love to tell my I do. I have no problem with age at all.
No, you know why? Because you know what? I don't think I've ever told this story. So
go ahead and tell the story.
You're gonna hear now.
Yeah.
Because I'm the epitome of a runaway, really.
You're a runaway.
I ran away from one country to another.
Yeah. So what age were you when you did this runaway?
We did stay around.
We're not gonna discuss age. Don't tell me age.
No, but
was it the 70s, 80s, 90s? When did you run away?
Late 70s.
Late 70s. Ah, so she's been running a while.
Yes, and I just wanted to be a singer, you know.
Yes.
So I came to Canada and
So you came to Canada to be a singer of reggae music, Is it because you heard that the music was happening here? I mean, most people would go to Miami,
Yes,
they would go to New York City, they go to London, England. You came to Canada.
It's
That's
amazing.
a curious place.
Yes, but it's amazing how things can affect one's life. I was a child. I was 10, 11 something. My big sister would go to Big Daddy's club in Spanish Town, and she would sneak me into the club, you know, and because she knew the band and everybody, so they would get me to do a gong show or those kinds of things in there. So one night I won, and this lady came up to my sister and she said, "Oh my goodness, man, your little sister can sing, and she makes you come to Canada because Canada not going on in Canada and all this kind of thing." And so it stuck in my head.
Yes.
It stuck in my head.
You want us to go to Canada?
It stuck in my head. There's nothing going on in Canada, so I must go. You understand? So as soon as I was old enough, I thought I was old enough. And I really did. My mother, by then, had brought me to Bermuda. And when she went back to Jamaica to get one of the other kids, I took off and came here.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
And the rest is history.
The rest is history. You're still here doing your stuff, and you're gonna, even though it's been a few years coming, you are doing your stuff, and definitely happening is happening.
Thank you. But just so everybody knows, when I did come, there was stuff happening. Yes, ma'am.
Leroy Brown was here.
That's right. That's
Willie
right.
Williams was
That's
here.
right.
Leroy
That's
Sibbles
right.
was
That's
here.
right.
Vernon Mato.
That's right.
He was here because I also had him on my show too.
That's right.
And these are stalwarts. These
That's
guys have
right.
been in here, and they're still doing it, and they're great.
Groundation.
They're great. They can adjust to any situation.
That's right.
They can improvise.
Yeah.
Leroy told me that he was with Culture
Yeah.
the last night before he passed away.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's a distinctive thing to say. So
Absolutely, man. He's got a lot of, he's been there.
he's been there.
Lots of experience.
And he looks still like a young little man there.
Trust me.
Looks like a young little man there. You
That's
can't
right.
see his age anywhere.
That's right. You know who looks good too is Leroy Sibbles.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I haven't seen him lately. I want him on my show. Leroy Sibbles, you're invited to come on my show. So,
Looks great.
that's great. Hopefully we'll have him soon.
Yeah.
Okay, so, you know, Jakki, we want the people to have as many songs from you as we can. So we want it to be your time. We want to make sure that you sing. Is there a problem why we can't sing? There's no problem? Okay, that's good. So this one...
So we're going to sing?
We're going to sing? Are we going to sing? All right. So the next song that Jakki is going to do...
Is the Love Will Lead You Back time?
Love Will Lead You Back.
All right.
Love Will Lead You Back. And he said it's your current single.
Yes.
You recorded in Jamaica.
Yes. And also, this one was produced by Mr. Benji Myers, and I'm very, very proud of it. And I hope you like it.
Oh, very good. I'm sure they'll love it. So, Love Will Lead You Back. Jakki James, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah. Saying goodbye is never an easy thing, but you never said you'd stay forever. But if you must go, darling, I'll set you free. I know in time we'll be together. Well, I won't try to stop you now from leaving, 'cause in my heart I know love will lead you back. Someday I just know that love will lead you back to my arms, where you belong on the shore. As the stars are shining, one day you will find me again. It won't be long, one of these days, oh, love will lead you back. There's one of these nights I'll hear your voice again, and you're gonna say how much you miss me. You walked out that door,
but someday you'll walk back in. I know in time, I know this will be, yeah. Sometimes it takes some time out on your own to find your way back home. Love will lead you back. Someday I just know that love will lead you back to my arms, where you belong. Oh, sure, as the stars are shining, one day you will find me again. It won't be long, one of these days, oh, love will lead you back.
Jackie's gonna do one more song for us, but before she does that, we're gonna talk a little politics.
Okay.
Because I love politics, and with the American election coming up this year,
yes, that's right.
And our first female prime minister, elected prime minister in Jamaica.
That's right.
Because she did the first time she was basically shooting by PJ Patterson.
Right.
But this time the people actually voted and picked her in.
That's right.
Right. So we're gonna talk. So how do you feel about Jamaica having a first female prime minister? And what kind of job do you think she's doing so far? How is she showing to the world? You think? Have you paid much attention to that?
Well, somewhat, a little, yes, and I think it is good. It's a good thing. Jamaica needs, better organization, or whatever like that. But women are good at keeping things together like that. So I'm hoping that she will do a good job at that. The country does need
good
strong
leadership,
ruling,
great leadership, yeah.
So I will give her a little bit more time and see. So far, she has embraced some issues. That's some are controversial.
And like, what do you have any? Can you tell us about? I don't know, cause
like the same-sex thing.
But is she
is advocating for that.
Now, so
I don't know about that in Jamaica, but
So you see, because of our first show, I really wanted to clear that up about homosexuality, because it seems to be a taboo in our culture, but we know that there are homosexuals in our culture.
Oh yeah.
I mean, they're everywhere, and they're people too. And I always say, I go back to God for the answers for everything. So when I went to him and I asked him about this homosexuality thing, he sent me to Deuteronomy 32:32. And it took me a little while to understand it, but because I had asked him the question, once I read it, I realized what the answer was. And the answer for me from that was that he said it's born in them. They come from the vine or the root of this state of being, you know, and then I believe a couple verse down he says, "Vengeance is mine." Okay, so basically from Deuteronomy 32:32, it's born in them. That's who they are. Leave them alone. I'll take care of that.
Right.
So I think what is happening is that the Prime Minister realizes that the world is recognizing this fact, and that we have to give equal opportunity, equal rights, equal right to live to everyone.
To everyone.
Whether they are homosexuals, heterosexuals, bisexuals, whatever they choose.
Exactly.
So if she embraces that issue on the right side, I'm for her.
Yes.
Because I truly believe that everyone is equal, and that's the way we ought to treat everyone. So good for her. Good for her.
Yeah.
It will bring Jamaica right, because first of all, I understand that there are some people who actually want to hurt people because they're homosexuals.
Yes, there's a lot of that goes on in the islands. Even as a child in Jamaica, I remember hearing a lot about that. It doesn't happen anymore, but I remember hearing a lot about that when I was
All right, so from now on, the next 50 years, no brutality towards homosexuals, no brutality towards anyone. It's about love. The next 50 years is about love.
To each his own.
Absolutely. And respect. And I respect her if she's going to do that, because we need to straighten this thing out. Because, you know, homosexuals are people too. They're there, and we need to know that they're safe.
If you're not about it, just mind your business.
That's right. If you have nothing nice to say nothing.
Say nothing.
I agree. Well, that's terrific. You know, it's been a wonderful time having you in the studio with us.
Thank
you know, we've covered many issues, and you've been forthcoming in everything.
Thank you.
Courageous, I would say.
Brave man.
Okay, so what do you think about President Obama? What kind of job do you think he's done so far? Because he does have the distinction of being the first black man in the office.
Yes.
And what kind of job do you think he's done so far?
Personally, wonderful. I think he inherited a mess to clean up, and he's done wonderfully.
He steadied the ship.
Absolutely. And I think they should give him another chance.
Of course, give him credit.
Re-elect him.
His opponent really can't do much.
Hello.
Yes. And we have to be honest about that. I mean, Obama is the man.
No, really, and not just because he's the first black and all this kind of stuff. I think he's doing a fabulous job. Yeah.
Yes. Delito. Yes. I'm really glad that he's such a steady, intelligent, thoughtful, heartical, courageous man.
Absolutely.
Yeah, he deserved the job.
So together. Great leader.
I know. That's another guy that makes me proud when I look at him. Now, you know, because first of all, because he is half black. Yes. You know, and that's the great thing about God. Is that he's not afraid to send anyone to do the job he wants them to do.
That's right.
See, when he wanted reggae music to break itself out and to reach the world, he said Bob.
That's right.
And Bob was half a top too.
That's
right.
Yeah.
So appreciate your work, appreciate your work, how you work, and you can't be mistaken.
That's right.
All right. So before we even think about saying goodbye, we're gonna get another song from Jakki. And this is called Love I Can Feel.
Yes.
All right. So to perform her last song for us, which is sad for us to know because we loved it, is Jakki James singing Love I Can Feel.
All right. So rock with me now, everybody. Come on now. Yeah. John Hope does this. I want the love I can feel. It is the only kind of love that I think is real. I don't want to be going by
something to her, yeah. Because baby, actions speaks louder than words. Well, I want a love that is mine, 'cause in the rain it's always sunshine. It is a love that keeps me warm when it's cold. Yeah. It is the kind of loving that could never grow old. Oh, now baby, don't you know I wanna love? Don't you know I wanna love? Hey, don't you know I wanna love? Wanna baby, don't you know I wanna love? Well, I want a love I can feel. This is the kind of loving you should give to me. It is the kind of kissing that could make me melt, yeah. It is the kind of loving that could really be felt. Well, yeah, don't you know I wanna love? Yeah, don't you know I wanna love? Don't you know I wanna love you? Ooh, don't you know I want your love? Well, I want your what? Be yourself, little girl. But my sister Nana McLean, if she were here today, she would do this. Hey, you're my boy, and we belong together. Yes, we belong together for eternity. Oh yeah. Oh, your keys. Yes, it belongs to me now. Yes, it belongs to me now for eternity. Yeah. Ooh, the shape of me, yeah. Would you believe I lost the race again, yeah. But I'm coming again, 'cause I gotta get in. And I'm trying to get to you. Break the walls away, yeah. It's as obvious as the color of your hair. Oh. And would you believe that I really care? And I'm trying to get to you, yeah, baby. I tried to write in your letters, but they all came back over. You thought you'd read the same old things again. Oh, I tried telephoning, every time it rang I was wishing, but you thought you'd hear the same old things again. Oh, boy, you're not alone. Oh, would you believe I found I'm way back to love, to a love that never existed, and I see it in you. And I'm trying to get to you, baby, you, baby, you, yeah, yeah. Have mercy. Yeah, the shape of me, yeah.
We've been totally blessed this morning to have Jakki James in studio with us performing. She's been a delight. And as you know, this is reggaetelevisionnetwork.com live, and we're coming to you from Scarborough, Ontario. And I want to thank you, Jakki, for coming. I appreciate it.
Oh man, it was such a fun time. Thanks for having me, Sandra. I loved it.
Thank you so much. All right, people. So have a great week, and we'll see you next week. Take it easy. I love ya. Bye.